Hi guys, welcome back to the Orchid Pergola. Welcome to the channel, Melissa Loves Orchids. So it is today, November 20th. The Orchid Pergola is full of blooms. Everything looks great, but today we have a disaster on our hands. So stay tuned to see what I got. So in my work, which some of you may know, I'm a school teacher. So at school, a lot of people bring me, they know that I love the orchids, so they'll bring me their rescue orchids and have me kind of like tell them what's going right, what's going wrong, should they do, if they need to repot, and if they do need to repot, I do it for them because it's fun. That's it. I don't charge them anything. I think it's just fun. And I have some supplies, so I might as well use my supplies and help the orchids. So today I got one that I said, oh my gosh. So this is from my friend. Let's call her D, because just to keep her name private, I am going to put her picture. She let us take a picture together when she first brought it, and it is hilarious. My face was, let me just show you. So take a look at what she's in. Need I say more? Oh my goodness. I am going to turn this camera down as we look at what's going on with this poor phalaenopsis that is in none other than dirt. And I asked her, is this like, what kind of dirt is it? Is it topsoil? Is this just random dirt from her yard? So let's see. My prediction is, because I'm very optimistic, my prediction is she has a massive amount of roots, okay? So I am hoping, yeah, she's completely out. Let me show you what we're dealing with, and it's so heavy, this pot with dirt. I didn't even look to see if there's, oh my goodness. There is no drainage at all in this container. So I'm gonna have to find, look, she's not even in here at all. So I'm gonna wet these roots so that I don't damage them as I separate them from the side. I'm gonna move the camera down so you guys can see me do it. Am I an expert? No, I'm just an orchid lover that wants to save every orchid that comes my way. So let's deal with this one. All right, so the first thing I did, guys, was spray everything down with Physan. Kind of try to disinfect, and I'm wetting the roots that are attached to the pot because this is the wrong pot. This should be what not to do when you have, there's even paint. So she was telling me that this poor phalaenopsis even attached to the paint on the side of her house. This was on the floor and on the side of her house. So I guess the good thing is her leaves are not burnt, so it was a nice shady spot. But you could tell that the roots were really trying to get out of here quickly. Again, another look. She is in, it's just a block of dirt. It's just a block of dirt. So what I'm doing now is I'm wetting the roots so I can carefully try to slide them off. See, they're coming off. And I don't damage any more roots because these roots have tips that show me that they are growing. Oh, this wasn't that difficult at all. So yes, for those that are beginners, number one is the proper substrate. What am I talking about? I am talking about bark, lava rock, pumice, leca, anything that promotes aeration, air circulation. Okay, so you definitely want your orchid to feel like she is or he is on a tree. Orchids are epiphytes, so most of them, not all of them, but you want to have them have that air circulation at all times. So one thing never to do is never to use dirt. That is going to ensure that the roots will get rotten. So if you see what's happening here, all these roots, most of the roots are dry and extremely damaged. So I am gonna have a lot of fun. I've already disinfected my shears with my little torch, and I'm gonna one more time wet all of the roots. And when you wet the roots, you basically get a feel for what's going on. So you could see that some of them are turning green. Those that are turning green, especially those that look like this one, that means it's an active growth. It's growing, okay? So you want to be careful with that one. That one's a growing root. But the rest that look brown and dry and hollow or mushy are going to be, you need to remove those. So I'm going to go ahead and remove those dead roots. Be very careful. So I'm going to shut this down as to not bore you to death. But that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to clean this up. Take off all the roots that look like this one. See, this one is mushy and hollow and dried up. This is an old spike. Yeah, don't worry. We're gonna get a better situation for you. So on the positive note, I think that because she has so many good roots, I'm gonna have to find a way to do my little twisty strategy and see what kind of container I have to put her in. Because you know I'm not going to put her back in this. I'll empty it out so I can give this back to her. This has no drainage at all, so this is not for her at all. Maybe if I empty it out and I have some kind of a plastic like this, it can go inside and we can have, you know, the dual pot situation. That may be, I may even need to go for a really big one. Who knows? Let's keep on working and see what comes out of this. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I had to move the camera to the other side because you were just gonna see just the reflection. So this is what we're left with. We are left with a lot of green roots that are seemingly healthy, but these roots seem to have all escaped the pot. So what I'm gonna try to do is find a pot big enough to settle her in. There's a little twisty method that you can twist so you don't break the roots and try to shimmy them into the pot. So I am gonna try to look around and see if I have a pot big enough to hold her. Everything else looks good. You know, her leaves don't look that bad. This leaf is showing signs of dehydration. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised why it's dehydrated because all the roots, look at all the roots I cut off. Not that much, but still. And yes, one or two got damaged. It was unavoidable. So I'm gonna go find a pot and see. Yeah, that's not gonna work. It's gonna have to be a big one. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I cleaned her up. She looks pretty good. This was like an episode of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. So she didn't fit in here, which would have been my preference to keep it super airy. But I also was thinking about not squeezing the roots. So I went up to the middle size, and this looks like it's going to be perfect. I'm going to put the substrate in here. This one was too big, even though I really like that cone. These are from the Orchid Supply Store, so they have all kinds. If you want to check those out, you can look at the description. So yeah, all I'm going to do is add lava rock. This is my lava rock already pre-washed, okay, and some bark. So I am going to backfill and make her nice and cozy and make sure she is stable. Add lava rock at the bottom mostly, and then bark, because I realized that she's been in dirt, really thick, muddy dirt, and I can't do lava rock only. I need something that retains a little bit more moisture, so I am gonna go with maybe 80% bark and the rest lava rock, mainly at the bottom. So let's see how she looks when she's all done. Okay, I figure we do this together because why not? So I'm putting the lava rock at the bottom. And remember, this is not an annoying chore. This is so relaxing. This is so relaxing. You're taking care of an orchid. You're giving the plant exactly what they need. So you're going to be tapping to make sure that it goes where you want it to go. So I want this to go to the bottom. I'm going to tap it, tap the side, and make sure it goes where you want it to go. A little bit more lava rock. Okay. And now we hit it with the bark. Same strategy, hold the orchid and kind of tap it, bang it, so that everything could go down where it needs to be. Now in my bark mix, I have bark, I have pumice, and I have something blocking the view. Okay, that's better. I had some Spanish moss hanging. So what I do is I mix it and then I put it in my little container here and I have it ready to go. I don't like to keep it closed in a bag because sometimes it can get like mildewy, if that's a word, or you know, it's just too humid in there. And one time I opened the bag again and it was like full of mold and smelly. It was really smelly. So I like to keep it, I bought this at IKEA, so I keep it nice and airy in here, and that way I don't have to worry about it getting gross and then you have to buy some more. Now, sometimes I use a little skewer that I don't know what happened to it, and I use that skewer to kind of fill in all the holes. Right now, I'm just gonna use my finger. I'm gonna tap. Oh my goodness, it's too soon. It's too soon for that to come out through there. Oh well, I'll just leave it. She wanted to come out, she can come out. A little bit more on the top. Okay, so I'm not burying her completely. I'm not burying her. I am making sure that she is centered and stable. Now you can see a lot of air pockets, so you're gonna have to tap, 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 tap. It's like a process. So now that I'm tapping, I see that she's still moving a little bit. You don't want any of that. You don't want movement, you want stability. You can press a little bit, but you don't want to squish the roots. Remember, we're saving her, so we're not trying to kill her. Okay, she looks pretty good. And I love the fact that you can see the roots. So sometimes, as soon as you repot them, all the roots are hidden away. I like to find a way to have at least some of them showing. So if you are repotting it for a friend, hence this situation, then you can tell your friend, okay, look, you're gonna look to see when these roots look like they are silvery and I mean, kind of like a sagey color, then you know that you need to water. So you wanna help them out or yourself out. Could be yourself that needs help. So again, tap. I know it looks rough. It looks like I'm not being gentle. But remember, we don't wanna have too big of air pockets in there. So this is pretty good. This looks pretty good. Now I can return it. If she wants this pot back and she wants to do this, then guess what? Now it's acceptable. Now this plant is going to thrive, right? You heard? She's going to thrive. She's going to do well. And I'm going to teach her that when she goes to water this, it's okay for her to keep her in here and water, wait a couple minutes, and then remove her, dump the water, okay? And then let her drain, and then put her back. So when I have this kind of situation, sometimes I get paper towel and put it at the bottom so it can absorb and it doesn't leave that water there. You don't want no orchid wants to have what they call wet feet. They don't want to be in a puddle of water. They just don't. I mean, I know bulbophyllums want a lot of water. They're very thirsty, but nobody wants to be in a puddle of water. So we're going to make sure that my friend knows all the do's and don'ts. I'm going to wash this a little better because, yeah, but I think it came out great. Let me know what you think. That's it. So this didn't work, and the dirt didn't work. So remember, when you're giving an orchid an upgrade, remember what it wants. They are epiphytes. Phalaenopsis are epiphytes. They usually like to grow on the sides of trees. They like to get the fresh breeze like we're getting right now, okay? And my phone is in a basket. That's why you're swaying too. So they like the breeze, they like airiness, and they like bark. They like bark. There's also other things you can use. They like rocks as well. Some of them are lithophytes, which is fine. But a combination of rocks, which is my proven go-to situation for most of my phals, lava rock at the bottom and bark. They love it. Now there's some phals that like to be more moist than others. So those are the novelty phals. I like to add some spag moss to those. And I have learned it's not that you are, it's not that the spag moss is a bad idea. It's that you may be watering too much with the spag moss. So it's all up to you. Next, I'm gonna have a watering video. Finally, I'm gonna put that together, and I'm gonna put it out like a conversation between friends. I'm not gonna make it like this is the only way, but I'm going to just kind of show you what I've learned and any tricks and tips that I've learned. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing. And if you're super thanking, is that a word? If you are super thanking, then I really appreciate you, because that's gonna help me get to shows and get more babies to take care of. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.